Welcome back, y'all. We've got a special video for everybody today. It is almost the end of the year. We've got 1 day left. So we are going to make a quick recap video of all the things we did with the airplane this year, including getting Charlie. All right, so this year we did tons of trips in the plane, and we just wanted to recap some of them and talk about how fun it was.
I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about this past year. We had a lot of stuff on our docket of places to fly.
Yeah, we had several places we went that were local. We went to several lunches and breakfasts, just local flights to local restaurants, and we took Charlie along on some of them and had a good time. So yeah, I was able to go to several shorter strips, fields, and things that I wasn't able to go to before, and that was really fun. It kept me busy this year, just dropping into local places, checking them out, and flying around. This Easter, we were able to make a cool trip kind of happen. We were able to go see Shannon's family and my family all in the same day, which would have been a day of driving. So you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we flew to Hagerstown Regional Airport, and my sister and brother-in-law picked us up and drove us over to my aunt's house, and then they dropped us back off after Easter brunch, and then we flew to College Park, and Kevin's parents picked us up, which is about a 10-minute drive from Kevin's grandmother's house. So instead of driving for 6 hours that day, we flew for 2.
Yeah, 2 hours. It was really cool. And that's a pretty cool flight because it goes into the DC airspace. So I've gotten everything, done, all the paperwork to fly into College Park because you have to get the background check and everything. So that's been really convenient because my grandmother lives, like she said, 10 minutes away.
May 17th, we got an email from the rescue we applied for, Lab Rescue, LRCP. If you live in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, or West Virginia, you can apply to adopt a dog from Lab Rescue. So we got an email with 10 puppies that looked exactly the same. And 2 days later, on Friday, I drove down to Woodstock, Virginia after work, and Kevin already had plans to go to Cheat Island that weekend, and he didn't want to cancel, so
absolutely not.
He flew down. He flew down to Woodstock, and I picked him up from. I remember the name of that airfield.
Brunner, I think it was Brunner, something like that. Yeah, it was really cool. Contacted them. They were more than accommodating, letting us meet up and go get this dog.
Yeah, so I picked Kevin up. We went, picked out Charlie, and took him back to the airplane.
Yeah.
And then we kind of exchanged, and I drove him home, and then 2 days later, Kevin showed back up at the house in the airplane after being...
Yeah, so it was cool that Shannon was able to accommodate my plans and get the brunt of the work done. She had a new puppy in the house for 2 days without me. But I was able to go see my Cheat Island friends and hang out and enjoy flying the airplane in there for the spring fly-in. It was super fun, even though the weather didn't cooperate for all of it. We really enjoyed it, and yeah, that was a really cool trip.
Storm is coming in. I forgot to tie the plane down, so I'm gonna go tie it down real quick.
after that was our big trip of the year. So we had been planning this trip to Montana. Shannon wanted to go to Montana to see family, and I was like, we gotta take the airplane. So I convinced her. And we did a lot of planning. There was a lot of legwork, a lot of research, down to even equipment. So I bought the new Garmin InReach to make sure we had, you know, a way to contact people in an emergency. We built a survival bag. We did some training with the survival bag. We had a plan. We printed out this entire plan, emailed it to all our friends and family, let them know when we'd be checking in, and a lot of research that went into it. I didn't mention in the videos, but we made 4 videos from that, and that was just such a fun trip. We enjoyed it. We got to see friends and family, and lots of cool places, lots of cool fish. It was just it was a dream, like a bucket trip for sure, bucket list trip.
Definitely. Yeah, we, first half of the trip was mostly flying oriented, and then second half we rented a car and drove from West Yellowstone to my uncle's house in Big Sky and stayed there for a few nights before traveling back. And one of the cooler parts is because we had the airplane, we could kind of not go the most direct way home, and we stopped and saw some of my friends in Steamboat Springs, and then another set of my friends in Indianapolis. So we didn't have to pay for a hotel or camp the last 2 nights either, which was nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. And obviously flying, you know, a general aviation airplane, you spend a little bit more in gas. But realistically, we didn't pay for camping the entire trip. And we didn't pay for doggy daycare because my parents watched Charlie the whole time, which they enjoyed and he thoroughly enjoyed. But yeah, we had a good trip. We really got to see some of the country that we hadn't seen. And it was just such a fun trip. We met a lot of cool people along the way. And like Shannon said, it was really cool to just drop in and have her friends be like, yeah, we'll pick you up at the airport and we'll hang out.
Soon after we got back from Montana, Kevin said, you know, I think I'm going to go to Oshkosh.
Yeah.
So he flew back halfway across the country and went to Oshkosh.
Yeah, that was really cool because the year before I flew in the C-17 for work, and we were the static display team. So we were, you know, busy the whole time, even though I was there for the whole week. It was really cool. I met a lot of my friends, a lot of my aviation friends that I've met before, and a lot that I just have been talking to for years on social media and I've never met before. So it was a really cool experience, but I wanted to do it in my plane. And after we just flew all the way across the country, I was like, why not go to Oshkosh? Flying trip in 2023, we forgot to mention, I flew out to Indiana and camped on a gravel bar with a bunch of my friends. It was such a great time, but it was hot and humid and miserable weather, but we made the best of it. We all flew around, checked out the local spots, laid in the river, and had a great time.
I think that blue.
I
Yeah.
looked and I said, no, we're not. He's like, yeah, we are. I was like, nope.
Okay,
What's next?
what happened next, Kevin?
And Bob's. We flew to Bob's.
Yes, Labor Day weekend, we flew to Bob's. Charlie's first camping trip out of the airplane. He'd camped, I think, before, maybe. Hard to
Yeah.
remember, to be honest. But he flew there. He does super well in the airplane. He just kind of lays down and goes to sleep. And weren't we supposed to go somewhere else to camp, like Cheat Island, and then we diverted and went to Bob's?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
So we had looked at a couple local strips and just a place to camp, and we never heard back from Dave at Cheat Island, and we just decided, well, we'll go to Bob's anyway, which is both of those are RAF strips, really accommodating people, and we just didn't want to drop in and camp out without him, knowing we'd be there. But it turns out there were other planes camping there already, so it worked out for us because we took some tubes and we flew in, camped out, took Charlie, and we floated down the river for a couple quick laps, and then just enjoyed, camping out. And Charlie really loved it, and that was one of his first water fetching sticks kind of experiences. So he really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and then next we were supposed to fly to Maine, and we did not.
Yes.
So we drove to Canaan Valley, West Virginia, and
Sounds like you.
next big thing was fall Cheat Island flying. So I'll let Kevin talk about that.
Yeah. So like she said, we had planned that trip to Maine, and it didn't work out because of the weather. And then Cheat Island was coming up next, and that was just a good all-around trip. The weather held out.
cops are rich. She goes, not enough to sell you.
We got some cute pictures of him snuggled up in blankets.
Yes.
And he had his first cold night in the tent.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so that was a good fly-in, and we enjoyed it. And the plane was loaded up with Charlie, Shannon, camping stuff, cooler, and it did great. So we enjoyed that.
About a month and a half after Cheat Island for Thanksgiving, we did our rescheduled trip to Maine. So
Yeah. That trip for a while. Like Shannon said, I intended to go out there in the fall and propose. We rescheduled it, weather moved in again, so we shortened it, but it really felt like a good trip. Like it was a lot of flying for a short period of time, but we really enjoyed it. Thanksgiving dinner was awesome. Shannon and Sabrina knocked it out of the park. That salmon was really good. Yeah, we just enjoyed the cozy little cabin with the wood stove and did a little hike, rode around town and came back. So that was really fun. And yeah. I think other than that, I flew just a couple days after that, and then that ended November. And all of December, I haven't flown the plane because the annual was dropped out at the end of November. And Shannon has been wanting me to get this patio door knocked out for the past 2 years. So I figured I would knock that out before doing the annual on the airplane, doing some upgrades. That way she doesn't kill me. So,
yeah, and December is just a busy month.
Yeah.
Even if you do have free time, it gets filled up.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's 2023. That's a year in review, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been over a year. My buddy Eric Webb flew the AOPA Sweeps 170 over to my house, and I got to check it out. It was just acquired. It was all original, and it's a cool plane. A few days ago, Eric flew it back over to my house after they've done all the work they've done to it, and this thing is phenomenal. The same Stoots engine conversion and prop that I have on my plane, a new avionics panel, paint, Alaskanbushwheels, everything. It's fully kitted out, and this thing looks sweet. So the sweepstakes just closed out yesterday, and I'm hoping somebody local wins this thing, if not me.
But yeah, I'm thinking about going to Sun and Fun, and that's about it, all that's on the agenda for next year. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll fill up quick. Well, cool. Well, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for another one here soon.